What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle. Create space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. This one's entitled We Experience America Differently. Um, when I see adults acting as if America is the same for everybody in it, I think they're full of it. I think they're disingenuous because by the time you become an adult, it's very apparent that people experience this country differently. You know, um, and that goes for we experience education differently. We experience the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness differently. You know, people have our experience of achieving the American dreams has different obstacles and adversities in it because of upbringing, um, race, um, gender, age, economic status. I think so. In my experience, we all live in the same America, but we all don't live in the same America the same way. So, and what I mean by that is, when you're a kid, everybody has a childhood imagination and that kumbaya, we can all be cool type of experience, and there's nothing we're taught the divisiveness that we grow into experiencing life differently with. So, depending on your upbringing, what I mean by that is family, region, um, morals, ethics, and work ethic. People have a different way of seeing what works in America and what's right and wrong in America. By the region, everybody reps where they're from. Then we got the economic thing. People experience America differently by their status, whether you're rich, middle class, or poor. Then you experience America differently by your race or ethnicity. It's different experiences, and you can experience America differently by your age. And it's in the business of America, the capitalistic society, the politics, the education, the jobs, the competition for jobs, the way people are filtered out of certain things and filtered into certain things, the way people judge certain people to be better than they are or worse than they are. It all comes from experiencing this country differently, And I'm gonna say it in some practical ways. Good-looking people experience this country differently from ugly people. Whether you're just a gorgeous person versus an ugly person, or in shape person versus a overweight person, you experience the things in this country differently. So when you become a teenager, you see it like, okay, we have a system of tiers and hierarchies, and to be on the top of the food chain, you might have to be a certain way in a certain circumstance, right? Or you might have advantages in certain circumstances and disadvantages in other circumstances. And what winds up happening is, by the time you become an adult, you got to admit that, if you're using your advantages and by exploiting your advantages to make somebody's disadvantages work against them for your own personal gain, then you're wrong. Because the one thing we are taught across the board in life, in this world in general, is right and wrong. So by the time you become an adult, you know right and wrong. You just choose to be on the side of wrong, or right or wrong that's an advantage to you. You're not really a fair person. You don't really have morals and ethics and integrity like most people say they do. And this is the thing about America. While it's all roses for everybody and it's all a fair opportunity for everybody. No, it's not, because everybody experiences how opportunistic and unfair and cutthroat this country can be. That's why I said a good-looking person who's less qualified than a ugly person won't give that job up. They won't give that raise up or that promotion up. On a regular basis, they won't say, you know what, it's better suited for them than me, but I got the job off of the basis of my good looks, and they should have got the job based on their qualifications. Well, if you look at the way this thing plays out, that doesn't happen. Same thing with let's go to crime. A criminal could steal, get caught, go to jail. A police officer could steal, hide behind the law. Now, when the criminal's in jail and the criminal got caught for what he did, the police officer's back at work getting paid for what he does while he continues to be a thief. They're both thieves, but one is hiding. One is dealing with the consequences of the disadvantages of being a criminal, and one is dealing with the advantages of being a thief on the side of law enforcement. You get what I'm saying? So they are going to experience this country differently. You have people who inherited wealth, or who come from a family who has resources. That family might have connections, nepotism, and to prolong the family being successful. You have enough money that maybe you can get through a generation of screw ups to the next generation to right the ship. That's what the hope is, right? So, and other people don't have that. They may come from middle class or poor families, and guess what? They don't have maybe connections, or their nepotism doesn't mean anything, because you're passing on either nothing or not enough to work with onto the next generation. So a lot of people are, working from ground zero. So would the child of say the Walmart family, right? Do those adults who inherited the fortune of their father, are they on the same level as somebody who works, the child of somebody who works, I don't know, for FedEx? No, they completely different world. They experience America completely different. Or somebody who's a child of somebody who dropped out of high school and who's working minimum wage. Completely different America. When it comes to the way this country is ran by education, we look at history differently. Teachers look at students differently, so they treat students with bias, whether it be positive or negatively. When we teach history, like I was about to say, you have people who are proud of certain things in history that they're taught, and you have people who have a disdain for those same things in history that are taught. It depends on which side you land on. That's why they say the flag doesn't mean the same thing to everybody, or the national anthem doesn't mean the same thing to everybody, or American values doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. American traditions don't mean the same thing to everybody, because we have different experiences in what America is. So it's not monolithic, you know, and it's quite disingenuous to have people who know this act as though everybody lives in the same America and is viewed the same way and is treated the same way and has the same upbringing and has the same opportunities and has the same advantages and the same disadvantages as everyone else. It's very, 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 very untrue. Very, very untrue. So if we're gonna are we gonna waste our time in life acting as though we're all starting from the same exact point with the same exact tools to work with? No. Review the exact same way? No. We treat it the exact same way? No. You know. So for me, it's normal. I think a lot of this what bothers me when people are shocked. People are shocked that, oh, this is not the America I grew up in. Just because it's not the America you grew up in when you're shocked about something doesn't mean that isn't the normal America for somebody else. This might be your first time experiencing another person's America. So, we out.